Well, if you've ever uploaded a video to YouTube, chances are you're keenly aware of how annoying it can be to get copyright claimed on your videos. Most of the time, these are completely erroneous claims that are usually dropped if you challenge them. If you're a professional YouTuber, you usually have the proper authority to use certain tracks, but nonetheless, you're discouraged from using them at all regardless because the system is still so flawed. I think YouTube has done their best over years to try and improve this process. I'm not knocking them. I'm knocking the scumbag bottom feeders out there who abuse the system that they intended to be used properly. Still, more work needs to be done by the platform to improve this process. But YouTube has made a lot of gains over the years, and now Twitch streamers are the ones who are dealing with this copyright content ID style system that's being abused. So your video, what happens is you upload a video, and if you play any music at all, let's say you have Spotify going in the background, or you're listening to some music, or you play even 20 seconds of a song to give an example, which would constitute fair use of something. But if you are just playing a song, which, by the way, you can't just play other people's music on your videos. You shouldn't be allowed to do that. They need to be compensated. But let's just say you just played a few seconds. Oftentimes, some bottom-feeding weasel will come along and claim your video and take all of the revenue or royalties from it. So the Twitch universe is dealing with this now. And when this happens, you're typically given a warning, or they take the revenue or something like that. But the overlords in the music industry are not satisfied with that. They want you to be criminally punished for utilizing this type of content on your streams. By the way, this is the reason, for anybody who's interested, this is the reason why I can't play bands I like on this show. It should be like a radio show. I should be able to just say, all right, what do you guys think of this? And we can listen to it together. Every time I've ever tried to do this, the videos are immediately taken down off YouTube because for these reasons. And I just want to say, I do believe the artist should be compensated for this, but there's got to be some sort of a middle ground. But this is not the middle ground that I'm talking about. You've got a Senator, Tom Tillis, who is pushing prison time for online streamers after pre-election Hollywood cash blitz. So what happens is you've got very, very powerful lobbyists in the music industry and in the entertainment industry at large. And this goes back to the Napster era. Napster came along, and you've got the RIAA, and you've got all these different powerful lobbying organizations who, rather than doing what's pushing middle of the road legislation, they always take things to an insane extreme. And so you've got this one senator here who will be attached to an omnibus government funding bill. So these government funding bills, what happens is that it's like senators and congressional leaders there will be a bill that needs to be passed. It contains a bunch of things that have to be passed, or it's common practice to pass. And because it's necessary and everyone is going to pass it, they attach a bunch of bullshit to it, like this specific thing here that is rumored to be included in this spending bill. So it says, Tillis pushes prison time for online streamers after pre-election Hollywood cash blitz, baby. So it says, I just want to get right down to it. All right, so this time around, one of the measures being crammed into the omnibus is a proposal from Senator Tom Tillis to turn unauthorized commercial streaming of copyrighted material like an album on YouTube, a video clip on Twitch, or a song in an Instagram story into a felony offense with a possible prison sentence rather than a misdemeanor, according to protocol. The text of the measure has not been publicly released yet, but it's expected to be broadly similar to past entertainment industry-backed attempts to criminalize unauthorized streaming, such as the provisions of the SOPA or PIPA bills back in 2012 that sparked an unprecedented internet blackout. So Justin Bieber and other artists said Justin Bieber said its sponsor, Senator Amy Klobuchar, should be locked up. It says a felony streaming bill would likely be a chill on expression, said Catherine Trendacosta, Associate Director of Policy and Activism at the Electronic Frontier Foundation, we already see that it's hard enough in just civil copyright and the DMCA for people to feel comfortable asserting their rights. The chance of a felony would impact both expression and innovation. And that's exactly right. You would never upload this stuff if you've got to worry about, people coming and knocking on your door. And I just want to point out here, this is how disgusting some of the leadership is in this country. You've got people from both sides here that push this sort of nonsense when it comes to the entertainment industry, the stuff that affects creators like us on these platforms. Mr. Tillis is a Republican, I believe. So he's a Republican out of North Carolina. And then you have someone who pushed a similar measure years ago, Amy Klobuchar. She's a Democrat. So to me, it would appear that they're entirely influenced by money. Maybe they're not reading this stuff, but it's just embarrassing. And again, it comes down to artists need to be paid. Artists deserve to be paid, but there's a better way to do it. There needs to be some sort of a platform or subscription model where you can streamline these type of affairs. And there's opportunity for growth out there when it comes to publishing deals that you can get people paid, you can get everybody involved, and they can get royalty disbursements for their music being used on these type of platforms. And you should be able to pay up front for something like this and not lose all of your revenue from a video. But I don't know, folks, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, this is a developing situation. I'll let you know when I learn more about this. This is still evolving. So that is what I know at this point. But I also want to give a hat tip to Jared Dines. I learned about this because he shared a screen grab of this on his Instagram. So I want to shout him out for making me aware of this. But anyways, folks, again, that's all for now. You can subscribe for the latest and greatest rock news out there, and I'll see you all very soon.